This is one of the fascinating topics about physiology and how the whole body communicates with itself and it controls everything you do every single day. So let's take, for example, that you're a brain cell all the way up here in the hypothalamus, which would be about right here. And one of your jobs as the hypothalamus or in the brain is to control and regulate your fluid balance and your bloodstream. Well, say in your kidneys down here, we use this in red, let's say in your kidneys that your kidneys are peeing out water like crazy and thus your blood volume is decreasing. So how does your brain up here tell your kidneys to calm the fuck down and stop peeing? So your brain has to have some way to communicate with your kidneys. And now that's a pretty far distance from your brain to your kidneys. So there's two options that I can use to communicate. One option is the nervous system, which you'll learn soon. In the nervous system is the body has built-in tracks that the brain or any part of the body can communicate with another part of the body. So that's one option, but still the brain to the kidney is a long pathway. Another option is for the brain to pretty much put a message in a bottle, so to speak, as a rough metaphor, put a message in a bottle and send it down to the kidneys. And when the kidneys get this message, it'll see it and it'll realize and it'll close the floodgates and it'll stop peeing out all this water. And so the brain just told the kidneys what it does. So that is what we just explained is pretty much the basis of the endocrine system. It just starts in the brain, and brain essentially sending a message in a bottle, or a hormone in this case, what it's called. It's what the message is called. So it's sending a hormone throughout the bloodstream to a certain part of the body that it wants to have it wants to cause its effect, either in this case for the kidney to stop urinating, to decrease its permeability to water, to increase its growth, to whatever effect you're trying to cause with the hormones. That's the basis of the endocrine system. And the endocrine system releases the hormones. And the hormones are released from glands that we'll talk about soon. Now the endocrine system is composed of a bunch of glands. It's all throughout the body. And each of these glands release a certain hormone. And this hormone travels in the bloodstream and causes this effect. So essentially travels everywhere in the bloodstream, gets to its location, and you cause the one effect you want it to do. So essentially sending a message in the bottle for one part of the body, communicating with another part of the body. Now the endocrine system is interconnected with the nervous system, which is why these are taught usually together, because they're both ways that the body communicates, but there's a slight difference in them. Now it's kind of like the story of the tortoise and the hare, kind of, where the endocrine system is kind of the tortoise. It's very slow and it takes a while to react. And it takes minutes, hours, days, or sometimes even weeks to react, such as the case of growth hormone and growing your bones. And the nervous system is like the hare, where its effects are instantaneous. They happen immediately right away. But also like the hare, it tires out very fast and sputters out, and the nervous system does that. It's a short-lived signal of communication between the bodies. It's very short-lived. Now the endocrine system is slow reacting, so its effects can last days and even years sometimes. So that's the main difference between the endocrine system and the nervous system. So bring the little body again. Okay, so now we'll just delve a little more deeper into the endocrine system, and then there'll be more videos on the nervous system and a lot more about the endocrine system, but this will be just a brief overview. So the endocrine system, we'll write endocrine system. So like we said, the endocrine system is essentially the brain's way of putting a message in a bottle, so to speak, and essentially sending it throughout the body. So it sends a message from the brain or the pituitary, which we'll talk about, throughout the body to cause a certain effect. And it's hoping that this hormone binds to whatever, acts on whatever it's supposed to cause the effect, which we'll talk about how that happens more. Now the endocrine system there's three types releases hormones, like we said, and there's three types of hormones which are very important to know the difference between them. There's steroid hormones. And steroid hormones are a majority of the hormones, and they're made out of fats. Thus, their steroids are made out of fats and made out of cholesterol. That's a majority of the hormones that we'll talk about. We're not going to go into too much detail. The other hormone are amino acid-based hormones. amino acid-based hormones, which is also called peptide hormones. Since amino acids are peptides, they're interchangeable, these two words. So there's steroid hormones and amino acid / peptide hormones, which we'll talk about. And there's also one other class called tyrosine. It's another small class of hormones, and these are epinephrine, norepinephrine, and thyroid hormone, which we'll talk about more. But these are the three classes of hormones: steroid, amino acids, and peptides. Now, the very last thing that we'll cover at the end of this video is the classifications of hormones. So, what you hear, hormones can either be considered autocrine. These are all part of the endocrine system, technically. There's autocrine hormones. And the word auto means, well, to yourself. So autocrine hormones is a gland making a hormone, and the hormone's target that it acts on is actually itself. So it doesn't travel throughout the body as a message in a bottle, it acts on itself. So it makes a hormone, and the hormone goes and acts on that cell and causes a certain effect. Another one is a paracrine hormone. Paracrine is a certain gland releasing a hormone, and the hormone traveling a small distance in the body and causing an effect. So its effector cell is a very small distance away. So this would be a situation of the hypothalamus releasing a certain hormone acting on the pituitary, because the pituitary is right next to the hypothalamus. Now, to go back with the message in the bottle example, a paracrine will essentially be sending a message in a bottle when the bottle only travels like 200 feet or 300 feet. It's a very short distance. Autocrine means you don't even need a bottle, you just read the message yourself because you're making it yourself. And the very last one that we'll focus on is the endocrine. Now, endocrine is one part of the body communicating with another part of the body, and it's very far apart. That'll be synonymous to a message in the bottle traveling 300 to 400 miles, and thus the message getting there. Same thing by the brain sending, going back to the picture, the brain sending a hormone all the way down to the kidneys to cause an effect, or maybe all the way down to all the bones, such as growth hormone, and causes them to grow, or causes calcium to go inside them. So those are the three classes: the autocrine hormones, the paracrine hormones, and the endocrine hormones. And the three types of endocrine hormones are such as steroid hormones, which are a majority of the hormones we'll talk about, and peptide hormones, which are also known as amino acid hormones, or they're not really called protein hormones, but they are made of amino acids. So amino acids and peptide hormones, and tyrosine derivatives are also another class that we'll talk about. Okay, so in the near future, there'll be many more videos going into more detail about all the hormones and whatnot, and go into a lot more detail about the nervous system, etc.